I think of programming in general as a way to kind of get behind the scenes. So when you work on your computer and you have some nice interface that looks good, there's programming back there that's giving you that interaction. And so when you learn how to program, you learn how to kind of get more of that desired outcome.
Well, I think programming or computational thinking, first of all, is about codifying some type of process. When you codify a process, that allows you to do something repeatedly and with the same quality. When you're making any kind of widget, you want to make it the same way every single time. That's codifying.
But pretty much every engineering discipline I found, MATLAB is getting used somewhere. Ever since my sophomore year, I've had a single class in my major where I am not using MATLAB almost every single day.
There's almost so much to do with MATLAB, I can't really put it into just one sentence.
I learned MATLAB first before I learned any other language. And I think for me, it was a nice gateway into learning programming. Because I think if I had started with another language like C that's a little less forgiving, it's a little more finicky, I might have gotten discouraged quicker.
The simplest program to use, believe it or not, is probably MATLAB. It's called a high-level programming language. And what that really means is it's got lots of higher-level functions that you can click. Instead of having to sort a bunch of numbers, you just click something and it will sort the numbers for you. So those are called high-level functions, and it's very easy to use.
Whenever you have large data sets in matrix form, you're going to turn to MATLAB.
There's a lot of ability to plot things, to get the correct output, to print a file that you can then save with all the information you need, things like that.
You usually have the luxury of time when you're in class, where you can sit with a problem and work on it for a long time. But when you work in industry, your bosses really do want an answer and they want it quickly. And MATLAB really does have a lot of productivity tools that help you get an answer and get a result quickly and efficiently.
Whether it be for doing projects that relate to like atmospheric properties at certain altitudes or analyzing wind tunnel results, I'm using it almost every single day.
I've worked in a lot of different mechanical or biomedical labs where MATLAB's been helpful for data processing, image analysis, or signal analysis, and things like that. So it can kind of go all over the place. If you have like an implant in someone's body and you want to do analysis to understand where the force is being applied based on the way their gait is, you could do a simulation kind of in MATLAB and to understand like what's happening there and kind of predict how the life of that implant is going to last in someone. Things like that.
In my field, there really is no job that doesn't require programming. So whenever you're going through aerospace, the closest you're probably going to get is using a commercial software package that'll do most of the things for you in the background without you really having to program. But even then, most of the time you're going to have to go in and make adjustments to the code, and you're going to need to know programming then, or you won't be able to do everything you actually need to do with it. So really there is no way out of programming in my field.
We are now so good at codifying that even the devices themselves have automation that responds to the environment. We're talking about now unmanned vehicles that are flying over different areas and doing it all autonomously, all automatically, taking in information about their environment and using that information all automatically to change and make decisions and do all sorts of stuff.
If you put in a lot of hard work into it, you're going to get a lot out. You're going to understand programming, and you're going to be able to use that going forward. Whereas if you don't put a lot of effort into the class, the moment you get out of it, you're going to be like, hey, what did I just learn? And then from there on out, you're not going to actually be able to use that knowledge. That's going to be incredibly vital as you move through engineering.
And so in today's day, we use a lot of data, and data is everywhere. And humans are particularly terrible at looking at gigabytes of data and figuring out what the trends are within the data. So we really need some computational tools and be very fluent in programming to be able to analyze the data that we're acquiring. So tools like MATLAB and other computational tools are really necessary now in the job market. Everyone needs to know how to program.